Hello everybody and welcome to the Commexis Cast Daily for Monday, October 16th, 2017. All the news you need to know from our inbox to yours. I'm Matthew McGrorty, the videographer and podcaster here at Commexis, and today I'm joined by lead strategist here at Commexis, Phillip Brooks.
Good morning.
And the president of Commexis, Len Ward.
Good morning.
So today we're talking about the Safari update that added some blockers to third-party tracking software that a lot of people use to track programs. And the first story is on how it is affecting Facebook and Facebook users and their ability to track that information.
So this article is from Marketing Land. It's by Tim Peterson. What we're talking about is in the newest Safari update, Apple's added an intelligent tracking prevention protocol, which what this does is inhibits sites, third-party sites, from sending browser data back to Facebook if you've not visited the Facebook's actual page and logged in within 24 hours of visiting that page.
And that is on the Safari app.
Correct.
So on mobile's the mobile app is completely different.
Yeah. So this is, most people stay within the browser when you're working, within the app, for Facebook. But if you ever exit that and go to a third-party site inside the Safari app, that's really where this becomes an issue. Just to put in context the amount of traffic that each of these browsers get, on desktop, Chrome's got a 59.6% advantage over all the other browsers, and Safari's really only got a 3.6% market share. This data is from netmarketshare.com. However, where this really starts to become an issue is when you start looking into mobile, as people tend to use the Safari browser, especially if you're on an iPhone. And that actually, the Safari has a 32.5% market share on mobile. So, that's a big dent if you're not getting data returned back on your users for retargeting purposes on Facebook.
Yeah, and to clarify, so the way that Facebook tracks third-party websites is if you've ever gone on a website and say at the bottom of the section there's a little comment section that looks like the Facebook API, that's because it is, that lets you like and share a third-party site onto your Facebook, they use that to track. So obviously, forcing somebody to re-log in every 24 hours when they might almost never be logged in on the Safari app is pretty significant.
Yeah, if you've ever, we've all tried this. You go into Safari and there's something you want to read that's a little bit longer, or maybe you want to share it with a friend that's not on Facebook. You'll open the article or the story or the page in your Safari browser, and at the bottom, if you want to copy it or share it or email it to somebody, you'll get prompted to log into Facebook, and a lot of people just, never mind, that's too much work. So, as a user experience issue, I think it's a bigger problem because people just don't want to go through all those steps to get that data, get that content shared. But the flip side is that as marketers, we're seeing already some impact from this. As I said, we have the pretty significant chunk of mobile traffic coming through Safari, and the second article that we're talking about is from Ross Bennis at Digiday, where some of the publishers are already discussing how this is hurting their business.
Yeah, Paul Bannister, he's the co-founder of Cafe Media. They said that they sell about half of their ads programmatically, so that CPMs on Safari are 10% lower than what he expected them to be heading into the fourth quarter. And there's a couple others. The CEO of Granite Media said CPMs are down 15 to 20% on Safari since the update. So not an insignificant chunk.
Yeah, it could really stand to have a significant impact on retargeting efforts for bigger Facebook campaigns. And again, it's something you almost have to try to make happen. You have to leave the Facebook app, and we know that most people don't if they can help it. Yeah. So.
Why is Apple doing this?
Well, my guess is that they want all the information for themselves.
Yeah.
Because one of the things, there was an article a couple weeks back when they first announced that this was coming out, and it looks like they're trying to just stop third-party things. So now Apple will have all of the information, and they can do whatever they want with it. They already have most of your information to begin with. But
you signed all that away anyway once you get a phone. But I think it's interesting when you think about it, because Apple has this reputation for being somewhat altruistic and, sort of being protective of their clients and stuff. But, I think the cynic in me just says it's really just them trying to monetize their own data mining. So, it's interesting because, Facebook is such a huge leader in the market share for social media and also all the data mining for client stuff, for client side stuff. So, it's interesting to see somebody else kind of trying to muscle in there by using these, pretty much. These are pretty interruptive tactics. There's basically somebody just throwing elbows and coming in there and saying, no, we're going to do this.
No, they're doing something. I mean, because if you think about it, we say it on every one of these podcasts. The game right now is Google and Facebook. And if you think about it, the only two companies out there that legitimately could give these two companies a run for their money if they wanted to come in and start stealing the ad dollars would be Amazon and Apple. And I don't see Amazon, they're already talking about various different things they may be doing on Amazon.com. So Amazon's going to be a player. For mainly B2C, it'll be some B2C or B2B, but you got to wonder what Apple's next move is here. Are they looking at acquiring something? Are they looking to do some kind of platform? Because you have to think of the amount of Apple users that can be marketed to. It's an insane amount of people. So again, I think you're right. I think this is the first step to them rolling something out eventually or acquiring something or whatever it may be. And now this is their data.
Yeah, and look at it. They've actually started really promoting Apple News as a platform for this, and they're trying to monetize that with ads. So this could easily dovetail right into that. Since they're starting to already look for ways to, not only harness user data, but also advertise to them and retarget them via news. So,
yeah, I think this also touches a little bit on what we discussed on Friday about all of the organizations coming together and saying, we need our own standards. This is a little different. I mean, obviously, Chrome is going to be installing an ad blocker, whereas this is this isn't an ad blocker, but it is stopping ads from being as effective.
It just means that the ads that you do see are the ones that Apple wants you to see.
Yeah, so kind of in a similar vein. So I don't know. I mean, there's nothing we can really do to make Apple stop doing it because it's their software and their platforms. But
it's just if you're advertising here, be aware of what's going on. That drop is something to take notice of.
Yeah.
But again, I think at the end of the day, what we've mentioned already, the average person leaving the Facebook ad and signing in somewhere else is minimal.
Yeah, check your referral traffic. If you see stuff coming in from Safari and you notice a significant chunk of your traffic is coming in from Safari, you may be, and you're seeing a number drop in your numbers. That may be a good way to see that this is affecting you or isn't. But as far as fixing it, there's not a lot we can do right now. But at least you can then prepare yourself data-wise and say, okay, I can see why this is happening.
Yeah, move the ad dollars around. If you think it's happening, just move your ad dollars out and go somewhere else.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning into today's episode of the Commexis Cast Daily. Check us out every weekday this week for more of the latest trending news. Have a great day. Thanks.